The following podcast may contain adult language and an abundance of boredom. So get ready, nerds. We're talking about Invasion, Season 1, Episode 6, Home Invasion. Hey everyone, welcome to the Salty Nerd Podcast. I'm your fill-in host, Matthew Kadish, sitting in for Alex, who is out pretending to be homeless, aka camping, with his family. How dare he take a vacation and enjoy himself? But today we are talking about the 6th episode of the Apple TV show Invasion, which is probably one of the most boring TV shows we've ever watched. And this show was both the best and worst episode, I think, of the season. But before we get into it, we're going to introduce our wonderful panel of nerds, starting with Matt Vader, 74, the barbarian space Viking himself. How you doing, buddy?
How you
barbarian
doing?
Space Viking drinking a
Wajo juice?
that's something.
So Wajotini.
So like I don't know what's going on with this thing because it smells like
I didn't say it would be good. Much like the show.
It smells like it smells like anus, right?
It sure does.
So it's anus juice.
Smells like ass?
Smells like ass. Yeah, it's like I should have told you before. I hate licorice. I am not a black licorice person.
I hate this show.
And it's very
So it
fitting.
goes perfectly
It's
with
very
it.
fitting.
I told you numerous times that getting black licorice for anything is a bad idea.
Oh, it's awful. But you know what? I'm gonna troop through this like
Much like the show.
Much like the show, I might chug this martini just to get it
That's
over
why
with.
it's perfect.
But it really is. The irony is amazing.
The metaphor. It's such a chef's kiss metaphor.
Show the people your little alien garnish.
It looks really good.
Thanks.
It's like
Yes.
they pulled that right out of my neck.
I even
So-
put little faces on them.
Was it the neck? I thought it was the abdomen. I don't know.
wherever.
It's anywhere it
fucking cares?
invades your body.
I'm gonna be so happy when this shitty ass show is over.
Hey, I'm just glad I only have to talk about it this one episode.
All right,
Cheers,
Jude,
Jude.
I love you,
I love you too.
but we're gonna put that to the test right now.
Did you get his face on there?
Yeah.
Good.
Which is basically how you react to the show. So I think I did a great job.
Perfect. Yes.
This is perfection. this has all of my feelings that I feel about this show all wrapped up into this amazing little squid.
I've never been more proud of myself.
You did well.
Thank you.
Speaking of which, the
I can't
ambassador,
believe you ate that.
the ambassador of estrogen herself.
It's actually better than the drink.
Speaking of which, the ambassador of estrogen herself, Jude.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us today.
My pleasure.
And tell us how you came up with this concoction.
God, I don't even know. I said, what haven't I made a drink with recently? Sambuca. I like the sound of that. And so I made a martini with Sambuca, which is an anise flavored alcohol. And then I thought, well, we need a garnish. So I made these little wachos to stick on the glass. And then with the coloring, I took some of the licorice and I let it sit in vodka overnight, and it turned the vodka this color. And I thought, perfect.
Yeah, I thought maybe you used absinthe.
Yeah, it looks like toilet water. Good job.
Tastes just like the show.
And of course, since Alex is not with us today, we have our fill-in guy, Danny, the Dork Knight Ballard. How you doing today, Danny?
Oh, I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Sorry that you had to watch all these episodes
Yeah, fuck you
to catch
guys.
up.
God, he's a trooper, man.
Did you actually watch all of them, or did you,
did
you quit and just watch our podcast?
No, so I kind of did both. I binged all of it,
All of it.
which was all 6 episodes, which
Are you okay?
You realize we don't actually talk about the show
and then
on our review of it.
And then I went back and I watched all your reviews and like, look at this right here. It says my reactions are just like Vader's. So I'm going to be just like, it's almost redundant having me on here
God,
because
you must be so full of I
oh my God. Like I wish, I mean, I love you guys. So I took one for the team, but I very much look forward to not having to watch any more of this show.
Dude, that is so bad.
Vader just took it. And I can smell these drinks from here. And, it's giving me a headache.
So gross.
Much like the show.
So happy.
It's like Jude wanted to increase our suffering. It wasn't just enough that we had to watch the show. We actually have to drink the show now.
Yeah.
All right. So speaking of which, we're going to get to our review after a word from these sponsors, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. And just real quick, I want to tell you, if you like this episode and you like our reviews and all that good stuff, go check out saltynerdclub.com. That's our members area where you get 4 exclusive episodes every month, ad-free, talking about all types of cool, geeky, nerdy things. You also get outtakes and behind the scenes and Q&A and access to our special members only Discord area, all for less than the price of a cup of coffee, like $5. So if you want to support us and you want more of our great content, go check out the members area over at saltynerdclub.com. We really appreciate your support. And one thing that we're going to be talking about coming up is we're trying to figure out what to do after Foundation ends, because we were doing the whole first season of of Foundation for our paid members. And the members are actually going to get to give us feedback on what they want to hear. And so if you want to influence what we talk about, be sure to sign up for the membership area. Anyway, guys.
Can I ask a quick question? So since I just signed up, that means I could make a recommendation?
No.
That doesn't mean we have to. That doesn't mean we have to take it. You can recommend all this shit you want. That doesn't mean I got to listen to it.
Yeah,
fair enough.
So if you want to influence what we do on the show, you better slip us that cheddar.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right, guys. So we're going to be talking about full spoilers going forward. Invasion Season 1, Episode 6, entitled Home Invasion. So this is the shortest episode by far, clocking in at 33 minutes.
Which I appreciated.
Yes. And like when it was over, I was like, oh, it's over already. Thank God. And normally, normally there are multiple storylines in each episode, but this is the first episode and only episode so far that only has one storyline where we're just following one character and what happens to them.
They thought we were so invested in this story that we deserved just a one storyline episode.
They were like, you know what? These guys have been talking about piece of shit
They
for
really-
a while.
they really care about this
Let's
episode.
focus on this guy.
Yes. But while we're only going to focus on piece of shit storyline, let's make it really fucking dark to where we can't see anything.
Dude,
that
irritated the shit out of me. My
Let's go season 8, episode 2 of Game of Thrones dark.
Yeah,
it
was really hard. Like I even turned the brightness up all the way on my TV to try to help.
You know what the issue is? And so like we interviewed a post-production producer on the TV series C, and he talked about how like they got a lot of criticism that some of their night scenes were too dark, which they were. And that a lot of the post-production stuff happens on these super high-resolution HDR TVs or monitors. And I think that it's endemic in the film industry that they're working on monitors that are so far beyond the average home TV that, they get these rich blacks and all this other stuff. But to them, on their high-end stuff, it looks fine. But on our shitty TVs at home,
listen, man,
these things are so dark that you can barely see them. I mean, it's happened in Game of Thrones. It's happened in C. It's happened in this show. Like this show was very dark.
Yeah.
I have a 4K Ultra HD television. It should be able to handle anything that's coming out of Hollywood right now. And if it doesn't, then that's on them. It's not on us.
No, I mean,
so
yeah. But Hollywood, if you're listening, use shittier monitors when you're doing your post, so that we can actually see stuff. Okay, so the storyline in this episode is entirely based around Aneesha Malik. She's the woman doctor who has the 2 kids and the piece of shit husband who's been cheating on her. And so we start off where the previous episode left off, with Aneesha in the back of an ambulance going to help the other doctors treat survivors of an alien attack. And everyone has just found out that aliens are real and that they're invading. And so she got kind of co-opted last episode to help with medical efforts by the National Guard. And when Aneesha hears that the aliens targeted a school, she suddenly remembers she has kids and freaks the fuck out, demanding to get off the ambulance. The driver lets her go and she starts jogging back to her children. Jude.
Which they set up in episode 1 because the first time we meet Aneesha, she's on a treadmill.
She is on a treadmill.
That bitch can run.
But you mentioned last episode and you're like, why is she abandoning her kids? And I guess she just forgot she had them.
She just kind of forgot.
She just kind of forgot.
she was in alien shock.
I mean, she was forgetful before that. She was just kind of like in her own.
I'm starting to understand why piece of shit is a piece of shit that cheats on her. He's like, oh my God, my wife is such a piece of shit.
Wow.
Danny, what did you think of her suddenly remembering she had kids and deciding to jump off the ambulance?
Yeah, I thought that was like, as a father myself, I'm like, like, how do you forget, kids during?
Like she got that package of gummy bears and she's like, oh yeah, my daughter asked for these.
Yeah.
Let me off, let me off, let me off, let me off.
I mean, and did they really let her off? It seemed like she kind of just jumped off and.
No, they stopped and let her off.
Yeah.
And then when she finally,
okay.
Get out. And then when she gets back to her kids, she tries to give them the gummies and she's like, did you think I would forget? Bitch, you forgot.
You forgot about the kids.
Yeah.
But she did have a gun pointed at her by a soldier dude. Said, "You're coming with us." So, oh, okay. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be as hard on her as you guys are. But
I mean, there's so much wrong with this show. I'm gonna pick my battles, and this is not gonna be one of them.
I think it's funny that she's the one going out looking for candy because she knows piece of shit will just abandon them and go.
He'd probably eat the candy.
No, he would go try to find his baby mama.
Definitely.
Yeah, he would totally just abandon his family.
It's funny because we were talking about it being dark earlier. I have still way too dark. I cannot see. The lighting in this show sucks.
All right. So on her way back to the Mitchell house, Aneesha comes across a convoy of U.S. soldiers who have been slaughtered. She tries to use their Humvee, but when it doesn't work, Aneesha picks up a gun and gets back to jogging. She's literally running.
She's very athletic.
From wherever the ambulance left her off all the way back to this house that she drove away from to get to the store. So I'm like, how far away is this house? And can she really jog the entire way?
I drive down to Carl's Jr. from here. But I could jog there and it'll probably take me like an hour, but it's really only like a couple hundred yards away.
And I mean, by the time she gets back, it's dark. It's been like an entire day.
Yes, but a very untired and unsweaty Aneesha arrives at the Mitchell house at night to find that it's been deserted. She finds the family dog has been gruesomely killed and hears an alien lurking around the house. So she does what any sane person would do, and instead of sneaking out of the house, she runs upstairs and locks herself in a closet in the master bedroom. It's a good thing she did because that happens to be the only place you can access the attic, which is where the Mitchells and her family are hiding. Patrick Mitchell pulls her up to their hiding spot and warns her to be quiet because they're hiding from a killer alien. But once Aneesha sees her children, she doesn't shut the fuck up for the rest of their time in the attic.
She really doesn't.
Yeah.
Like that infuriated me so much. I'm like, he literally just told you, don't talk. And the first thing she does is she just starts yapping.
Well, was that before or after the dude's wife was like, get them out of here?
No,
like,
that was before.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
why she literally just went upstairs.
Well, okay, she gets to the house and she can't get in, so she busts out a window and then she runs all through the house screaming her kids' names. And then, of course, the alien is like, oh, there's some dumb bitch in there. And it's just trying to come after her. So that she runs upstairs, which is a total horror movie move. You don't run up the stairs, you dumb babysitter. And she's hiding out, and then they bring her up into the attic. And like, she's been talking this whole time. She's been screaming this whole time. And they bring her up and they're like, now be quiet because surely he won't know that we just brought you up in the fucking attic.
Yeah,
Well,
piece of shit and all those people up in the attic heard her.
Yeah.
And they're like, shh, let her get killed by the alien.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, because he's a piece of shit. But like, no, but if I remember correctly, like looking at my notes here, like when she got up there, they were the wife anyway of the.
We're going to get to that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So
Okay.
don't worry.
Here you go, speeding him up again.
My bad. My bad.
I don't miss a beat, Danny.
He's got to take his time, Danny. He's got to get there naturally.
My bad.
Well, like I'm still obsessing over the fact that she ran upstairs to lock herself in a tiny room.
Yeah.
Because that was the only way the writer could think to get her up into the attic with the rest
It's
of
like
the
this whole episode, and I'm not going to try to like get ahead, but it's like they tried to put all these stupid horror movie tropes in this thing,
Yes.
and did them all poorly.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like, what didn't it look like the house was like caving
I don't
in
know.
while she was in that room? Like,
Well,
what was that?
it was shaking because of alien stuff. I don't know, reasons.
Oh,
Listen, really quick.
alien stuff. I should have realized.
Yeah.
Before we get going any farther, I gotta kill this thing. And
No, Vader, don't do it.
I hope it like really fucks me up because
Maybe it'll kill you, and then you won't have to talk about this show anymore.
We got to chant Wajo while he does it.
Wajo,
Wajo, Wajo, Wajo, Wajo, Wajo, Wajo, Wajo.
Are you okay?
No,
You got a little sippy sip still left in there.
Okay.
Don't be a bitch. Kill it.
That's why I'll stick to my coffee.
Kill it like the aliens kill dogs.
Never make that again. That's so bad.
I made it for you.
Oh God, it's awful. I want to go die right now.
Vader just chugged the show.
No, I needed to just like hit me. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Right.
So while they're hiding and not being quiet, Kel Mitchell starts doing that thing where you act irrationally stupid in a very dangerous situation and begins demanding the Maliks get the fuck out of her home.
Yeah, there we go.
Then Aneesha does that thing where you irrationally agree to take your children and fuck off while a dangerous alien is lurking around the house. How is it that piece of shit is the only one who seems to be making sense at this point?
I know, right?
Crazy. This show doesn't know who its characters are.
It's awful.
And like, I don't know what the farmer guy, cabin guy, whatever his name is. He's like pointing a gun at Aneesha, and he's like, "You better shut the fuck up, or I'm gonna blow you
Patrick
away."
Mitchell.
Yeah, and she's like, "That gun is gonna make more noise than me."
And she's like,
sneaking
I thought
out
you
of
said
here."
it wasn't loaded.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, also, he's threatening to shoot her if she leaves while his wife is sitting there like, get the fuck out of my house.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And you know, this is one of those like kind of like horror movie tropes where like the person just starts acting like a complete imbecile
Yeah.
in the most dangerous situation that they could possibly be in. And the entire time this is happening, I'm just like, oh God, why? Why can't people just act intelligent on TV for once?
It's infuriating. This show is so frustrating.
All right. During the argument, a scuffle breaks out, and Sarah, Aneesha's young daughter, accidentally falls through the floor of the attic to the room below. And just like any dumb kid in an extremely dangerous situation, she begins crying as loud as she can.
This was so unbelievable.
You know what? It reminded me of The Quiet Place 2, where that kid gets his foot trapped in a bear trap.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say
That
it's
was
like,
more believable, though.
It's like, what kind of an alien is this? Is it a Quiet Place alien? Is it a xenomorph?
I kept thinking that too.
What is going on with these things? I don't know. Whatever.
Aneesha drops down to her stupid daughter and stops her from crying. As the alien comes up to the room, Aneesha and Sarah hide behind a door. But as the alien searches for them, a freaked out Kel Mitchell accidentally falls through the floor of the attic. As her husband desperately tries to save her from being horribly torn apart by the alien, piece of shit does the smart thing, grabs his son Luke, and fucks off while the fucking is good. R.I.P. Kel Mitchell, you were too stupid to live.
She really got weird.
Yeah.
She like
did.
got like really hysterical.
I mean, she was
weird.
like a non-character up to this point. I didn't think
Yeah.
she even had any lines before now. And she just started acting like a crazy woman.
She went from her first scene that we saw. It's like, oh, come on in. I'm gonna make you a sandwich and everything's gonna be good. No, kids, I love the kids. And get the fuck out of my house. I hate you all. It was really strange. The whole like, the switch that they pulled on her minor character.
What I realized was that like they introduced these two new characters where they have way too many characters on the show already.
Yep.
And we spent a bunch of time, like way too much time being like, what's up with these two new characters? And the show immediately realized they made a mistake introducing two new characters and they had to get rid of them immediately.
The show's made many mistakes.
Oh God.
This
is the show you need to tear apart on your pod.
Yeah. Your bad writing. Yeah, definitely. It was somewhat satisfying that she got ripped in half, but it wasn't because I kind of wish they'd have showed it like a little bit more gore, a little like, like if he pulled up the top half of her body.
I thought for sure they were going to pull up just a torso.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Lake Placid.
Yeah.
If they had done that, that would have been really cool.
Yeah.
But to me,
this show doesn't do that.
These two characters, they're nothing burgers. I could care less.
Well, all the more reason to see her get ripped in half and their entrails dripping out of the top part of her body.
Oh, hey man, I was going to shoot you, but I can't shoot you because my gun's not really loaded.
I mean, they did show her corpse a little bit later, but it was so dark it was hard to tell.
When they showed it, I was like, wait, is that her?
Yeah, like you couldn't even tell because it's so dark. Yeah.
Is that the dog or is that the wife? Whatever.
Yeah.
It's just...
Yeah, it was the wife. So Aneesha takes Sarah downstairs as piece of shit and Luke tried to sneak by the alien. Aneesha makes it to the basement door, but piece of shit wants to move all the barricaded furniture away from the front door so they can escape the house despite there being other ways to escape, like through a broken window, which would be much easier and quieter to do. Am I wrong?
No, not at all. This whole movie, like you guys were, or not movie, this whole episode really tried, and I think you touched on it earlier, to have like horror movie vibes, but just failed miserably.
Yeah.
It was like a bad horror movie.
Yeah.
At this point, it's just, I'm hate watching this thing so hard that even if they had done something good, I probably would have just said, fuck you. It's just
Like I said, I'm looking forward to not ever watching another episode again. So
Well, we're going to have you fill in for the rest of the season.
you bastard.
how many more do we got to watch of this?
At least 4.
Really?
Yeah,
there's 10.
episodes.
It's
Yeah.
10 episodes.
The one streaming show that doesn't have 6 episodes that I wish did.
Right?
And it's got 10. I'm surprised it's not 12.
All right, so Luke rightfully decides to go to his mom because his dad is a total dumb fuck. Sure enough, despite Aneesha trying to warn him, the aliens find piece of shit and attacks him, apparently killing him and ridding us of his horrible, awful, stupid ass once and for all. I literally cheered.
I did
did.
too. I was
when this happened.
like my girl and I literally high-fived because like we were just hating this guy.
Yeah,
the entire-
like when the alien pounced on him, I was like, yes,
Yeah.
finally, no more piece of shit.
I was actually a little
He's
bummed.
the most popular person on
Yeah, but-
this show.
but
There's
guys,
no way they're killing him off that easily.
If piece of shit's dead, we got to go 4 more episodes without talking about
I know.
piece of shit, and I'm a little bit sad about
We
it.
can't do it.
I don't know if I can.
Oh, well, I don't want
I
to.
really don't have any desire to watch this show anymore.
Well, I mean, come on, didn't you finish the
I mean,
episode?
are we going to get a 30-minute Trevante episode next week about?
God, I hope not.
Is he gonna
He's
get-
Oh my God,
boring.
so-
Is he going to
Speaking
get
catching a
sneezed on?
plane home and stuff
So-
like that.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say, Jude, I completely agree with your assessment of Trevante. That dude is an asshole.
He's a dick.
He's
yeah,
a
like
dumbass.
like that. Like anytime people are trying to help him, he's just like tries to like threatens to kill him, or
Yeah.
he's like a real dick to him. Or just
Here,
like
let me help you. You better help me,
Yeah.
or I'm gonna kill you.
He's your stereo.
Never mind.
All of
Stay
these-
in a desert.
He's your
dude.
stereotypical portrayal of how everybody else on the planet thinks of our military people.
yeah, I like
Yeah.
all of these
Nonsense.
characters are just I don't know. None of them are. This really should be on your bad writing show.
It really should.
like the
Maybe once it's over, we'll talk about it. All right,
But-
so Aneesha takes her kids through a basement window and runs for the Mitchell's SUV, only to find it locked. But don't worry, Patrick Mitchell is alive and shooting aliens with his double barrel. He tosses Aneesha the keys and tells her to get the car started while he reloads his shotgun, but he takes so damn long to do so because of reasons that the alien finds him and kills him. I love how he just like threw the keys and it's just like, oh, where are the keys? You know,
Yeah,
she had to
and-
search for him.
And like they spent so much time with her like on the ground searching for the keys
I forgot
for
about
her
that
to
part.
just find the keys and then get like I don't understand what this show is doing
you know
with
what
its camera.
you know what I didn't understand was he tosses her the keys after like he's begging and pleading for them to help save his wife when she's getting ripped in half by aliens, and nobody does anything. And then his wife is dead, and now all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, here are the keys. I'm gonna help." Like it seems like to me like he
Bygones.
would have just been like, just
Well,
fuck
he's
y'all
like,
and out
my,
of
wife-
here.
my wife's dead. Your husband's dead. Why don't we?
We're
you know,
even.
Yeah,
It's even.
yeah. You know, like
We gotta make sure that the planet doesn't die out of humans.
She's a crazy religious bitch, and he was a piece of shit. So we're good.
Yeah.
Everything's fine.
But,
oh my God, it must be Revelation.
But yeah,
It's
it reminded
the
me.
end of times.
It kind of reminded me, and you guys will appreciate this, or probably not, but it kind of reminded me of how, like in, well, you do anyway. You know how like in wrestling, when like people are standing outside the ring and they're just waiting for someone to like, they're just standing there because the dude's going to like do like a moonsault or something. And so they have to catch him. But there's like, why are they just standing there if this was a real fight? That's how I felt.
Episode with Danny, unless wrestling.
I know.
Right?
So that's how I felt about the dude with the shotgun. I was like, what is he do? Why isn't he running to the car?
Also,
He's just,
how long does it take to freaking reload a shotgun?
yeah, he's just like, he's just waiting there to get killed. Like
Like he's
Under
sitting there
stress?
stumbling with
Under,
like.
under stress, that ain't that easy, man.
Like if you have just shot all of your bullets out of your gun and now you have to reload, you should also be running while you do
yes,
that.
exactly. No, I'm just going to stand outside and wait to like,
I think it'll be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a silly.
See, my analogy holds. That was a good analogy. Sorry.
Good old wrestling analogy.
Okay.
I'm glad that you make sense to yourself.
Thank you.
I also find it funny that like the first sign of trouble, like Aneesha just runs down and breaks open a basement window and everyone escapes through that.
Well,
It's
that's
like,
because they had to have everybody's got to squeeze through a small window trope
yeah.
to escape for the.
Filled with horror tropes,
Totally.
yeah.
But like while piece of shit was trying to unbarricade the door, she might have been like, hey, why don't we go out down this way? You know, And,
Yeah.
like, it was so stupid.
we need to have like some kind of a memorial meme for piece of shit.
Well, okay, we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll
You
get
killed
there.
her.
He's totally got an alien.
Although the
like
next
a baby
scene-
sneezer in his belly.
I did kind of dig the next scene, which I don't want to.
Yeah,
All
go
right,
ahead, Matt.
all
Go
right.
ahead.
So Aneesha freaks out and does that irrationally stupid thing where you back your car into a tree and sticks it there so you can't escape.
Which we've all been there.
I didn't quite understand that either.
The alien finds them and starts breaking into the car through the windshield. And instead of getting out of the car, Aneesha and the kids just keep moving to the back of it. The alien is going full space herpes on Aneesha, who empties her gun into it, but with no avail. She then tries stabbing it with a fishing pole, which also doesn't work. And out of desperation, she pulls out a hunk of alien metal from Luke's backpack and shivs the alien to death with the mysterious piece of scrap metal her son had found.
Is that what happened?
Yes.
Yeah. I missed that too.
It was so dark, I couldn't tell.
No, exactly. And I even wrote that like it was too dark. But in a weird way, it was kind of my favorite. I tried to see a silver lining. It's my favorite scene out of all 6 episodes because we finally got to see the fucking alien.
Right.
I mean, it was really dark, but we finally got to see the alien. And he looked kind of...
He looked like space herpes from Ice Pirates.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
He's just got the mouth with the multiple vaginas.
Yeah,
in it,
yeah. And then...
it was a black slimy squid slug.
Yeah, but I had a hard time telling too because I was like, because I asked, I go like, hey babe, how did she kill the alien? She's like, she used a little piece of metal. And I was like, what piece of metal? I was like, what? And so I had to rewind it. And I was like,
Luke's space metal.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. I don't feel like that was set up very well.
What was Deus Ex Machina metal?
All of the children who didn't get nosebleeds happened upon a piece of space metal, which you can kill aliens with.
Yeah, I mean,
It's canon.
It was implied that because Luke had that alien metal, which we never saw him find, he didn't. That's the reason he didn't get the nosebleeds, and that's the reason why he can hear the alien saying "Wajo." And because it was in his backpack, that was the only thing that could kill the alien. Because these aliens look like they're like mechanical in some way, and I think they're different from the sneezers because the sneezers seem to be like shaped differently.
I think the Slimer alien is just it's a juvenile sneezer. I think there might be like hunter killers and there might be sneezers. Like it seems like they're going to be different types of aliens. So are we going like a StarCraft thing where there's like different kinds?
Yeah, probably.
All right.
So
carry on.
So with the alien dead, Aneesha kicks its corpse out of the car, but before she can fuck off for good, piece of shit comes stumbling out of the house, sadly alive.
Or is he?
No, he's still alive.
No, do you think he's like been body snatched? Maybe. Though?
Yes.
That's what I like.
Somebody better get fucking body
That's what I wrote
snatched in
here.
this show.
I was like, she should leave his body snatched ass behind.
Yeah, he's definitely got a baby sneezer in his belly.
Yeah. What do you think?
When he showed back up, I was just like, oh God, no.
Yeah.
Why show? Why bring him back?
Yeah.
You had an out. You could have taken it.
I was like,
I thought he was dead too.
oh, yeah.
Listen, this show knows exactly what it is. Shitty. Carry on.
All right, so Aneesha helps piece of shit into the car, magically gets her car unstuck now that the threat is over, and runs over the alien corpse as she speeds away from the house of the nice couple who took them in, as the radio reads aloud all the counties that are under an evacuation order.
I just couldn't help but think that if it hadn't been some piece of shit electric car, it never would have got stuck to begin with.
Was it an electric car?
Oh,
No,
Yeah.
the first car, their car was an electric car. Then she stole a regular car from the gas
I'm
station.
pretty sure this is an electric car.
This one was the old
This
man's
was
car.
the Mitchell's SUV.
This is the cabin guy's car.
Yeah. Their car was the electric car.
Are you sure?
It was
100%.
an SUV.
So no, piece of shit's car was a Tesla.
Yeah.
Then they left that at a gas station and stole a minivan.
Right.
And then
Leaving a family behind. By the way.
Yeah,
Let's not
right.
even talk about
Ruthless.
that. Yeah.
Ruthless.
and the minivan got left at the mart when she got picked up by the
Whoever, the people with guns that made her
National
operate.
Guard.
Yeah.
And so like she jogged back, leaving that car there. And so it was the Mitchell's SUV that they were in, which is just a normal car. It looked like, but it was just one of those things where like she backs it up and it's like, oh, of course she got it stuck.
It's very convenient,
Yeah.
right?
And then as soon as the alien was dead, it magically came loose from whatever it was.
And that whole thing, they were trying to go for a creepy vibe where the radio was reading off like all the county names.
It was just so annoying.
Oh,
No, it was just
really
just like
annoying. I was like, turn the radio off, lady.
Yeah.
So to that, I put this. I don't know if you guys can see that. Z's.
Have you
And
really
then,
into your notes?
and then, why do you guys keep reviewing this show?
I don't know.
That was my last note.
You know why I like review? Man, that Wajo shit is really hitting me. You know why I like reviewing this show? For this little interaction we have right now.
Right.
It's fun to talk shit about.
Yeah.
It's really a terrible show.
It is.
It's awful.
I get really irritated about little things like this, but like while she's driving, there's a giant hole in the windshield, and she's driving away, and it's raining and pouring, and her hair's not even blowing back.
Well, she didn't sweat when she jogged all the way to the house.
Was there a part where did he like Terminator himself into Robert Patrick Terminator through the windshield?
Yeah, that's what it looked. I was about to say that
Yes.
the alien kind of had that look that like, that's
Did it
exactly what I was thinking.
ooze itself through the windshield, or
But it was more like
windshield-
black liquid metal, like the
Yeah.
Genesis one,
Because octopuses can like get into like some weird shit.
Yes.
Octopi.
But it was just like that is I'm not crazy, right?
No.
No,
you're-
that's-
I only
accurate.
watched this thing once. I refuse to watch the show more
I
than
envy
one
you,
time.
sir. I have to watch it
I
multiple
cannot
times.
do it. So I just wanted to make
I
sure
watched
that
all
I saw
6 back to back,
God, I don't think you're going to be okay ever
No,
again.
dude.
and that's
you need,
all.
You need some Xanax or something, or
Well, I
double your meds. See what you need to do.
let's just say like yeah. You know what? No comment.
So, guys, I actually lied to you. There was actually more than one storyline in this episode.
There was
The final storyline is Jim Bell Tyson.
He's still
He's still
dead.
dead.
still dead.
I hate you.
Oh,
God
and,
damn it.
And this episode happened on Earth. Just so
Oh,
you know.
Earth.
Thank
Yeah.
you
Guys.
for clarifying.
Oh, I wanted to, because you guys were making a big deal out of that. Where did it go? When I saw it said "and Sam Neill" on the credits of the first episode, I was like, "Oh, he's dead." And then he's not in the credits of any other episode.
I really hope Salty has lost a little bit of his admiration for this fucking guy.
For Sam Neill.
For his stunt casting.
Hey, this was the best he ever did with. I know it's only from episode 1, but his American accent was the best he's ever done.
I will say that like Sam Neill's character was the best character in the show. And ever since he's been dead for all 5 episodes after his 1 episode, it's been so bad. It's been so bad.
I want to know what happened to the white supremacist from Yellowstone.
Right. All of Oklahoma died that day.
He's on his way to Texas where all the real cowboys are.
I know. Don't spoil it.
Yellowstone, a far better show than Invasion.
God,
He's
I
a
love
lucky son of a
Yellowstone.
Yeah. Do you guys just want to talk about Yellowstone?
We
going forward?
absolutely should. Fucking Kevin Costner is ruthless. He's fucking ruthless in this show. It's so good. But yeah, this show sucks.
Should
It's
have
terrible.
a crossover between Yellowstone and Invasion.
Yeah. No.
I love gangster Kevin Costner. He's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So, final thoughts on this episode, Danny. What did you think of it?
Yep.
Yep. There you go.
If I didn't love you guys so much, I would have stopped after like episode 2. But I went through and I made it all the way to this episode, and like I said, I look very much forward to never watching another one again.
But
So.
don't you think like, okay, you get to like 2 episodes, right? And you're like, okay, they're setting us up for some stuff, but the stuff never comes.
Yeah.
It never comes.
Well, it's also,
And
I don't know. They didn't really set up, like, I don't care about any of the characters at all. Like,
Right.
I really don't. And then, like, even when, like, piece of shit is cheating on his wife, and she's like, she does the thing where she cooks the food off of the mistress's Instagram or whatever. And it's like, is it because she's blonde? Is it because she's white? Is it because she's got big tits? And it's like,
it's all of those things.
well, probably, but it's like probably like, I don't know. I just like, I guess you're supposed to care and sympathize for her, but I kind of don't, because she just kind of comes off like a, I don't know.
You know what? You feel the exact same way the rest of us do.
Yeah. So
And I think you feel, I've watched a few other people's channels that talk about this show. Everybody feels the same way about this show. It's a waste.
I really hope it
it's
doesn't
a
get
waste
renewed.
of life.
It is. Like, I really hope it doesn't get renewed.
They owe so many people's hours of life back. It's
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah, you know what's funny is like when I was watching this episode, I was like, this really should have been episode 2 or 3 in the season, because if the Maliks were at their house, when they were having that argument and that crash happens, and then all of a sudden aliens are like in their house and they have to like escape. Like that would have been like a great episode 3, you know? But instead, like we wait until episode 6, and it's the shortest episode, and it just feels like too little too late, in my opinion.
You know what would have been way more interesting is if excuse me, like the first episode, they have introduced all of these characters. And then for the next 4 fucking episodes, they're still just introducing these characters. But what would have been more interesting is if they had just cut this differently and given us all of the characters and then followed one family to the storyline of this and then cut it and then gone back to another character and followed them through the storyline of this same day. And then now we're at episode, what are we, 5 or 6? And now we're all dealing with the same day. That would have been way more fucking interesting. Instead, they gave us 5 episodes that were so boring that now I don't give a shit about anyone.
There's one character in this entire show that I sort of maybe am a little bit interested in what happens
The
to.
hot Japanese lesbian?
No.
Oh God, we didn't even get to talk about her
because she's not in this episode.
I know, man. Damn, she's so hot.
And it's the little blonde kid, the little
Casper?
He's the only character I have a little bit of an inkling of.
That's my favorite. I know it wasn't in
know.
this episode, so we didn't talk about it. But that's actually out of all of the storylines they have going on. That's kind of my favorite.
Yeah.
You know, or it's definitely my favorite. But the Japanese lesbian chick is super hot.
My favorite is Jim Bell Tyson's
But
storyline.
you know, speaking of that, did anybody else notice this? There was a lot of times in this show where people were speaking a foreign language and they did not subtitle it.
Yeah.
That shit frustrates me.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
They didn't
you actually have to turn the subtitles on.
no, I always have subtitles on just because, like, even when it's just English, because sometimes you can't hear stuff. And so I like to have it on. And like, I might be confusing. There was a lot of the stuff where they're talking in Japanese. And I think there was another part where there was some Spanish being spoken. And like because I put the note here, it was like the subtitles bothered me a lot, and I was even more annoyed at the times that foreign language was used and there were no subtitles.
I don't remember that part.
Yeah,
I remember that.
My
happening.
God.
you
I'm
do.
sorry.
Yeah. It was just, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm a stupid American. What can I say?
Well, no, like we watch it with the subtitles on as well. And, you know, if you have the subtitles turned off, they don't have the Japanese subtitled. Like you need to have it on. It's very strange.
Yeah.
Yeah. But a lot about this show is strange.
Yeah.
So Vader, what are your final thoughts on this episode?
My thoughts are, I'm like, this martini thing really fucked me up. That's what I'm I think there's like 4 shots in that thing. And I am strictly hate watching this show.
Yeah.
It's if we weren't doing this show, I wouldn't watch it. I mean, listen, I love talking about this show with my friends here around this table, but that's the only reason I watch it, because it's an awful show. It's terrible. It's
100% agree. Can I ask a question though, please, Jude?
Yes.
How is it you keep watching this, but you don't watch Foundation? Because this
Can I
Foundation
answer
is
that?
way better.
Did you come here to fight with me today, Danny?
No, because you'll kick my ass.
She's a book purist.
Let it go.
Okay.
Yeah, Invasion's not based on anything.
No.
Oh, well, it's based on shit.
It's just poorly written. But the thing that's frustrating about this show is there's probably enough in here that they could salvage and make it a good show. But it's just not.
I mean, the concept was cool. And before it came out, like all the marketing materials got us really hyped for it. And then we started watching it.
It's like, oh shit, Sam Neill's in this thing. Kind of, sort of.
15 minutes.
Okay, Jude, what are your final thoughts on this episode?
This was the best episode so far. I wish we had had it 3 episodes ago.
Yes.
Because now I don't care. Don't give me a good episode now. Just keep it shitty. Just be consistent. I hate this show. But also, I think about it during the week when I'm not watching it, which makes me feel like I'm a weirdo. This show's doing weird things to me.
I understand.
Like I'll wake up and I'll be going about my day and then I'll be like, when's the new episode of Invasion? Fuck you, why? And I have an argument with myself.
Hey, I wonder what piece of shit's up to.
I do. I wonder about it.
Has he gotten back to his mistress and unborn child yet?
Like,
I want to know what's happened to his mistress. Yes.
I do wonder about her too. Like, God, I guess I do care about the people in
It'd be
this
funny
show.
if she was still Instagramming food pictures during the
know, right?
invasion.
Yeah.
So,
Like, I just made this really cool thing with Spam.
so saying this
It's
is
really
the best episode, isn't that like being the most popular guy in prison? I mean, it's not really saying
That's
much.
It's not a
exactly what
good
it is.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I said at the beginning of this episode that this was both the best episode of the season and the worst episode of the season. Because even though like it was cool to have like a single storyline and have it be like kind of like the horror movie episode and stuff like that, we finally get to see the aliens and there's like an actual like alien survival like type thing going on. all the characters acted so stupid. The entire situation was contrived. It was just so frustrating to watch because like you can see the potential in every episode where it's like, this should be cool, but it's not. Yeah. It's dumb. I hate it. All right. So that was our talk about Invasion. Thank you guys for sticking with us. And we've actually had a lot of people on our Discord say, like, we just watch your recaps because we can't take this show anymore.
I know, right?
We watch it so you don't have to.
Exactly. So let's sign off here. Vader, where can people find you on the socials?
Oh, man, you can find me at MattVader74 on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. So,
and Jude, where can people find more of you?
You can find me at I am Jude Juju on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And we also have a Salty Nerd Facebook page.
Yep.
I forget what it's called.
Facebook group.
Facebook group.
Yes, and it's called the Salty Nerd Facebook group.
It's called the Salty Nerd Facebook group. So check us out there.
All right, Danny, where can people find more of you?
At Dork Knight LV, DorkKNIGHTLV on Twitter. Or on the Salty Nerd Discord server, which you can find at saltynerddiscord.com.
That's right. And my name is Matthew Kadish. You can find me at Matthew Kadish on Twitter, Kadish. KadishBooks.com takes you to our Amazon page. And thank you guys so much for sticking with us and sticking with this show, even though it probably doesn't deserve it. And if you want to help support the show, go check out saltynerdclub.com and get all the free, or I shouldn't say free, all the exclusive content over there for just $5 a month, all ad free all the time. So thank you guys very much. We'll see you next week to talk about another boring episode of Invasion. Stay salty, my friends.
What if the show starts getting good?
You say that every week.
Is it too late? Is it too late if it gets good? We don't care anymore?
It might have a really great episode 10, but by then nobody's watching.
Nobody cares.